Welcome to Neosho Lady Welcome to Neosho Lady Wildcat Softball on KNEO.org. This is a presentation of the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. You're listening to the official pregame show of the Neosho Lady Wildcats. Now let's go to the game site for all the action.
And welcome, Wildcat fans, to Seneca, Missouri. John Ball, Matt Ball with you, and the Neosho crowd is starting to get here. We're excited. The Neosho Lady Wildcats are going to be taking on the Seneca Indians tonight. Matt, it's a 4:30 start off. Now, this Thursday night, we'll be playing Glendale. We'll be playing it at the Marion Family Complex, and that'll be a 5 o'clock start, so the pregame show will be at 4:30. This is the pregame show. It's being brought to you by ProLube, your power and tire maintenance center. We're going to start off tonight with the Seneca Indians. They're coming in with a record of 2-3. They lost most recently to Carthage by a score of 6-7. Carthage, by the way, last week lost to Glendale, who's going to be at our house on Thursday, Matt. Their two victories were with Aurora, which was the first game of the season, and then Hillcrest. They're coached by Cassidy Barclay. This is her first year as a head coach. She's had junior varsity experience, but she's got high hopes for this ball club. She says we're going to focus on work ethic and doing the little things right. She said if we play bigger schools, which is what they're doing tonight, then that puts them in a position for a run at a Big 8 title and also district playoffs. Cats are coming in with a record of 6-3. After last Thursday night, we were 4-0, and more importantly, 2-0 in the COC West. They went over to the Page Neal tournament in Joplin, did exactly the same thing, played some teams that we would not normally play. We lost 3 ball games over there by 4 runs. Coach Goodell says that she wishes we had those back, that we didn't do a very good job of our approach in order to some of the pitching that was out there. But hey, Sadie Leach has found her bat. She had 3 home runs during the tournament. And Ashlyn Stevens, gal that's played center fielder, one of our speedsters, she hit a home run as well. This is a busy night for Neosho High School athletics. Not only are we playing over here, the girls' tennis team is going to be at Aurora. The volleyball team is going to be at Monette. And 9th grade football will be over at Kickapoo. So, Matt, we're really spread out.
Yeah, all over the place, huh?
Yeah, it should be a great matchup tonight. This is a beautiful, beautiful complex. We played here last year when we played during baseball, but they, like a lot of teams, have taken a fence and moved it up closer. That it's 200 yards to right, left, field post, and 200 yards to the center.
All the way around.
Yeah. This is the pregame show. It's being brought to you by ProLube, your tire and auto center. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Neosho Lady Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
Hi, this is Pastor Mike from Calvary of Neosho, and I want to take a few moments to give you hope today. Are you feeling overwhelmed with the daily struggles of affording rent, paying for groceries, buying gas? I want you to know that there is a God who is big enough to handle all these problems and bring you relief. He wants you to live free from worry and stress. James 4:2 says, "You have not because you ask not." Have you asked God to help you today? For KNEO Radio, I'm Mike Leake. Hi, I'm Pastor Mike of Calvary of Neosho, and I want to take a minute to share grace with you today. And what is grace? Grace is when someone gives you something that you don't deserve. I haven't done anything to deserve God's forgiveness, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve God's love, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve a bright future, but God has made a way for me to have one by His grace. Titus 2 says the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. Have you accepted that gift of grace? For KNEO Radio, I'm Mike Leake.
Hi, I'm Pastor Jeremy Bridges with the Canopy Church. And I want to take 30 seconds today to encourage you to pray. Because our prayers have the power to move heaven. James 5 says the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. When we pray, God listens. When we pray, situations can change. When we pray, miracles can happen. And heaven moves on our behalf, simply because we pray. Take some time today and pray. For KNEO Radio, I'm Jeremy Bridges.
Have you ever felt burdened, broken, or worthless? The other day I was digging through my wallet and came across an old wrinkled $20 bill. If I offered you that bill, would you take it? No matter what I do to it, that $20 bill has value because of what it is, not how it looks or where it's been. You may feel worthless, but you're not. You still have value to Jesus. To learn more, call 888-NEED-HIM or chat with us live at needhim.org.
My name's Pastor James for the Neosho Church of the Nazarene. Just have a privilege here to share with you a word of encouragement today. You know, in the world in which we live, people are always making plans. We're trying to navigate through life, and sometimes life can be kind of complicated and rather layered as we're trying to figure out direction and trajectory and all of these things. But the Bible tells us to commit all of our plans to the Lord, to trust in the Lord with all our heart, to lean not on our own understanding, to acknowledge Him in all our ways, and He will make our path straight. I'm a firm believer that the Lord has incredible plans for our lives, and so many times we deviate from those because we get to chasing after all of these other things that are out there in the world. The Bible tells us that before we were even born, that the Lord had things that He wanted our lives to accomplish. And so I would just encourage all of you today, and I don't think it's by accident that you've stumbled across this video, and I would just encourage you to seek the Lord, to lean in and to find out what He has for your life, because I promise you that will be the best life that you could live. May the Lord bless you. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Welcome back to Seneca, Missouri. John Ball, Matt Ball with you, and we're excited to get this ball game underway. We'll get it started here in just about 25 minutes. This is the pregame show that is being brought to you by ProLube, your tire and auto center. Matt, we're 9 games into this season starting out, but we've already got some statistics that are pretty impressive. Autumn Kennard, who will be playing center field tonight, and going back to one of the things that Coach Goodell told me, she said, we want to have players that can play a lot of different positions. That way we can rest our pitchers when we need to. So Autumn, who we saw Thursday night was catching, will be playing center field tonight. She has a batting average of .444, but more importantly, Matt, she has an on-base percentage of .583. Journey Arnold is next, the first base. That's who she'll be playing, first base. We saw her pitch the other night. Her batting average is .435, and her on-base percentage is .480. Sadie Leach, who has played first base, third base, and catcher, and will be catching for the Cats tonight, has a batting average of .409 and an on-base percentage of .435. Kylie Tomlinson, little gal that played shortstops, and we've seen her bat from the left hand. We have seen her with her speed. She's beat out a couple of really nice infield rollers. Her batting average is .400, but her on-base percentage is .500. That means every other time that she gets up to bat, she's going to get on base. As well as our second baseman, Addie Hart. She is a batting average of .368, and we'll talk more about some of our hitters and how they, we get ready for Keys to the Cats. We'll talk about how they certainly take what's given to them. Kendon Smith is a stalwart at third base, but she can play outfield also, and if need be, she can pitch. She's hitting .318, and her on-base percentage is .400. Ashlyn Stevens is hitting .263. Her on-base percentage is .300 also. Mihurin plays right field. She's batting .250, and her on-base percentage is .250, and that rounds it out. Olivia Emery, who is be in the circle tonight for the Cats, is hitting .227, but her on-base percentage is .261. That tells you a lot about what our Cats are doing and how important base running is going to be. And we know after talking with Coach the other night, aggressive base running is vitally important to what we're going to be doing. On the other side, the Seneca side, senior Abby Jamrose will probably start the ball game in the circle. They've got 4 ball games this week. Talking to our cohort over on the other side, Ben Wilcott, who is on the radio station KNEO for the Indian side. He says that she'll probably be starting. They've got 4 ball games this week, and we may very well see freshman Kenley Summers. Both of them are big bats in their lineup as well. As we said the other day, the Cats got beat. They won 2 and lost 3 at the tournament in Joplin. They lost to 2 Kansas City teams and to Ozark rival Ozark. Really wish we had that one back.
Yeah.
But we'll come back in just a few minutes. This is the pregame show. It's being brought to you by ProLube, your tire and auto center. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
The Neosho R5 School District is committed to shaping the future, one student at a time. From academics to athletics, we empower our students to reach their full potential, installing values of hard work, teamwork, and integrity. We would like to thank you for tuning in to the broadcast today and cheering on our Wildcats. Our dedicated teachers, staff, and coaches work hand in hand to provide a well-rounded education that prepares students for success. Together, we're building a brighter tomorrow for our community. The Neosho R5 School District, where excellence thrives.
Today's sporting event is being made available for your family by Chris Wright of Dig Right Equipment Rental, located just off Highway 49 at the Carterville exit by Casey's. Open Monday through Friday and Saturdays till noon with rentals of outdoor construction equipment and even attachments for your machines. Chris Wright of Dig Right Equipment Rentals is a proud supporter of today's game. 417-317-4995.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
Compton CPA Group PC, located at 112 Northwood in Neosho, is a full-service accounting firm and is proud to support the Neosho Wildcats. Compton CPA Group PC can assist you at every stage of your financial life and help you work toward your financial goals. From tax preparation to bookkeeping services, Compton CPA Group PC has you covered. For all your tax and business affairs, call 417-451-2932 or learn more at ComptonCPAGroup.com.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
Sam Gorham and Aaron Mitchell are your specialty risk insurance agents for Neosho and the surrounding area. They've been involved in Neosho sports since their own high school days and know the importance of athletic competition and how it teaches students life lessons every day. For all your home, auto, life, farm, ranch, and crop insurance needs, call Sam Gorham today at 417-850-5116 or Aaron Mitchell at 417-483-8337. You can also learn more online at specialtyriskinsuranceagency.com. Go Wildcats!
Hey, we're back here at Seneca. We're going to start this segment with Keys to the Cats. Keys to the Cats is sponsored by State Farm agent Eric Norris in Neosho, located at 437 West Kohler Street in Neosho. Eric and his team offer a variety of insurance services for individuals and businesses. Learn more online at ericnorrisinsurance.com or by phone at 417-451-6666. Go Wildcats!
All right, thank you, Matt. And we'll start with the letter C. This Cat team has come together like no other team that we've seen. They complement each other. They've got each other's backs. They communicate, and all of those C's like that are keys to victory for tonight. A, the advantage is ours. We've got players on this ball club that have played together for a long, long time. Autumn is a 4-year starter, starting out as a freshman. Journey and Kendon are 3-year starters only because they're juniors, because they started out as freshmen as well. Familiarity and striving for the same goal makes the team go places. Knowing each other is another key to victory. T, let's take what's been given to us. Last Thursday night, I watched Addie Hart take 2 outside pitches and line them into right field. Lining them into right field not only moves runners around and gets them in scoring position, but they also score. Journey waited for a changeup, and she told me afterwards, I didn't think it was ever going to get here. And she hit it to right field for a sac fly that moved Kendon from second to third base. And then, of course, the walk-off for the ball game, and the Cats won that ball game against Lebanon, 11-1 in 5 innings. Kendon was on third base, and she came in and scored on a pass ball. That just doesn't happen. S stands for speed. Kylie has a lot of speed. Ashton does too. We saw both of them the other night hit routine balls, and should have been outs, but their speed got them on base. And both those bases produced runs, by the way. And then, as we said, Kendon scored from third base as well to win the ball game. Speed is another big key to winning the ball game tonight. So with those things together, that's what I think it's going to take. Matt, what do you think it's going to take for the Cats to win tonight?
Well, defense. Let's play really good defense tonight. And then when we're up, when we're rattling the bats, let's make some hits. And obviously, aggressive base running, and that's how the Cats are. That's what they do the best. And catch Seneca off on some of their errors and keep running and keep scoring.
You know, this team has, I'm glad you said it like that, because this team takes those opportunities. First of all, we know that defense wins ball games. When all's said and done, you look to the defense in order to make the right decisions that you need to make and give the offense an opportunity. But that aggressive base running is absolutely right. You see the other team make an error and you take advantage of it, and that's what gets us going. I've got about 14 minutes until we get ready to get this ball game underway. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We're going to take time out. We'll be back with the starting lineups and much, much more. We'll be right back after this.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. For more information, 417-221-6795 or online at proluberepair.com.
Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho serves the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer business banking services including checking and savings accounts, business loans, and electronic banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, a proud sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, equal housing lender, member FDIC, where their slogan is Southwest Missouri Bank, we can do that.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
At Calvary Neosho, we aren't your grandmother's church because she lives in Akron, Ohio, and that would be a terribly long commute for church. But if she did live in Neosho, we at Calvary would be delighted to have her come visit us. And since you live here, we would definitely like you to come visit us. Then, when your Nana comes to visit for Christmas, you can bring her to church and introduce us to her. We're sure she is a delightful lady. You can find us at Facebook.com/Calvary of Neosho or join us in person at 3650 Oak Ridge Extension. We gather for worship Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Calvary Neosho. Not your grandma's church, but we'd sure like to meet her.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Wildcats!
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. State Farm agent Eric Norris and his team are here to help you go for 2 by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call and saves you time and money. So go for the win and score big savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Eric Norris at 417-451-6666 for more information. And go Wildcats!
And welcome back to Seneca, Missouri. It is 76 degrees, Matt, at game time, but that old sun is bearing down on us just a little bit. And silly me, I wore a black shirt.
Well, it's a little bit hotter than what I really would like to have this time of year, but...
Well, I'll tell you, speaking of hot, we were at Glendale last week, and it really was football weather. We drove in the rain getting up there.
Kickapoo,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I said Glendale. We played Glendale the week before, but we drove getting up to Kickapoo, and it was a great, great ball game. The Cats won that one 34-13. And this Friday night, we'll be home at the Bob, and I like what Coach had to say. We were playing Lebanon. Lebanon took it to Joplin in Lebanon the other night and beat them by 2. Coach looked at me and he said, yeah, but they haven't been to our house. Bob Anderson Stadium is a great, great place to be able to go. There's a great, great crowd, and the loyal people, we thank you for coming out and watching your Wildcats, and the noise that's there, it's just generating. And of course there's that victory bell there and the opportunity to run and ring that bell after the ball game. So that's a 7 o'clock start. We will start the pregame show. We should have our old buddy Jim Jackson back with us by then. We'll start the pregame show about 6:30. We were getting ready to...
Let me say one thing.
Okay.
When you're all out at the Bob, make sure you're screaming and hollering at the top of your lungs, because there's nothing better than being the 12th man out there. And when you're there, make sure the other team knows you're there.
You better believe it. Now let's get on with the starting lineups, and we'll start with Neosho Wildcats, who are 6-3. They are the visiting team, and we'll start with number 1, Autumn Kennard. She'll be playing center field. Number 18 is Kendon Smith. She's at third base. 21, Journey Arnold will be at first base. And in the 4-hole, the gal that hit 3 home runs in the tournament last weekend is number 27, Sadie Leach. She'll be behind the plate. In the 5-hole is Addie Hart. She will be playing second base. Olivia Emery will be pitching, wearing number 9, and she hits 6th. 7th is Kayla McCarron. She plays right field, and the wind is coming up just a little bit to our back, so we may see some balls fly because 200 feet is pretty close out there. In the 8 hole is number 2, and that is Kylie Tomlinson. She plays shortstop, and then in left field is Ashton Stevens. She wears number 5 on her back. Look for a lot of speed, and look for Ashton has one of those positions. If she gets on base, then that turns around and lets us start of the lineup and gets us going again. And what we've seen is the start of the lineup is very, very productive. In fact, they had 8 of the 11 runs the other night when we were playing against Lebanon. For the Seneca Indians, they're coming in with a record of 2-4. Cassidy Barclay in her first year as a head coach, and starting off with number 28, and that is Cordy Hancock. She will play in the shortstop position. Number 5 is Jolie King, who will be playing in second base. Abby Andros will be in the circle. She hits in the 3rd hole. She wears number 25. Number 15, Kenley Summers, will be playing third base. Number 10 is Riley Davis, and she'll be behind the plate catching. Number 22, Ava Berry, will be at first base. Josie Andrews, number 11, will be in left field. Olivia Wade will be playing in center field. And the right fielder will be number 33, Rose Card. So for the Cats, it'll be Kennard, Smith, Arnold, Leach, Hart, Emery, Mahurin, Tomlinson, and Stevens. We're going to take another quick timeout, and we'll be back. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Joe Ringstaff, your Neosho Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Joe Ringstaff is a proud sponsor of the Neosho Wildcats on KNEO. For all your investment needs, call 417-451-7789 or stop by the office at 2502 Lust.
This is Pastor Barry Reel from the First Free Will Baptist Church of Neosho. Though our culture seems to be rejecting the idea of truth, we remain committed to obeying God's Word by speaking the truth in love. We would love to share God's truth and love with you. We're located at 960 Burr Crossing Road in Neosho, and we meet on Sunday mornings at 10:45 a.m. and then again on Sunday and Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Find us on Facebook at First Free Will Baptist Neosho or call 918-413-5465.
Family Market, located at 201 North Neosho Boulevard, is your friendly hometown grocery store with delicious deli and the best selection of fresh meats and beautiful produce. Family Market can also take care of all your catering needs. Whether your upcoming event is big or small, Family Market can handle it all. Call 451-0057. That's 451-0057. Check out the Family Market Facebook page for weekly specials. Go Wildcats from Family Market of Neosho.
Welcome back. We're in Seneca, Missouri. As we said, the wind is picking up just a little bit. It's to our back, and the Cats are being introduced. And we're up to where Journey Arnold, the first baseman, Sadie Leach, the catcher, is in the 4th spot. Here's junior Addie Hart as well. Senior Addie Hart, I'm sorry. And Olivia Emery will be in the circle for the Cats. Beautiful, beautiful evening for softball. We're excited to be here. As we said, the fence is 200 all the way around, so we may very well see a ball or two hit out. And now we're going to have the starting lineup for the Seneca Indians. Corey Hancock is being announced, and Jolie King will be announced. She'll be playing second base. They will go on out, and we will have the national anthem here in just a few minutes, and we'll get this ball game underway. You know, it's kind of interesting, Matt. I was thinking while the coaches were out there a few minutes ago, it's almost a little bit of a mismatch as far as veteran coaches are concerned. Coach Barclay is in her first year as a head coach, and Coach Goodall is in her 16th year. So very, very fortunate to have her. She coached for 15 years in Liberal and got an opportunity to come this way and fill the big shoes of Coach Kay Cummings. We're going to honor our country now with a national anthem. All right, and with that, we'll be ready to get this ball game going here in just a few minutes. As we said, Abby Andros is out there, and she will be the starting pitcher for the Seneca Indians. Her battery mate is Raylene Davis. So around the corners, it is Summers, Hancock, King, Berry. In the outfield, left to right is Andrews, Wade, and Card. Coach Barclay says she has a lot of freshmen that are out, an opportunity for a new coach, and there's several freshmen that are out there, so it looks like that their mat for the future looks really, really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It really, really does. We'll be getting this ball game underway in just a few minutes. Jamrose didn't play last year for whatever reason, but she was a pitcher her freshman or sophomore year and pitched very, very well, and we would expect the same thing from her. She's going to have a little bit of a backdoor curveball, and we saw that right there, and I'm sure she'll have a little bit of a riser. Start off with Autumn. Autumn is batting .444. She has the ability to knock the ball out of the park. We've seen her do that, I think, every year. And she's, as we said, a four-year starter. So she bats from the left-hand side of the plate. And we'll be ready to go. Autumn's played a lot with her sister, who was also a pitcher. Autumn took on catcher when she was a sophomore. There's the first pitch. And that's in there for call strike one. Just because the catcher, there was nobody there. Didn't even want to catch, Matt. Didn't know how to catch, but she sure did. So she jumped in and does that, but center field's really her place. Here comes the next pitch from Jambrose, and that's going to be low and inside for a ball. Here, let me move on over here. We've got a problem. There's a post right there. You can't see that, but we'll try to get it figured out. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the next pitch, and that's in there for call strike 2. Jambrose threw that little, well, it would be a real curveball to a left-hander. I was going to call it a backdoor curveball. Here comes the next pitch to Autumn, and she held up, and that'll even the count at 2-2. A little bit high and outside. This field also doubles for a baseball field, but it is a turf that Seneca put together a year or so ago, and it's been really good for the ball program. She swung on and struck out. So Autumn gets one of those rare strikeouts. Here's Kendon. She steps in. She's a right-handed batter. Here's the first pitch from Jambrose. And that's on the outside corner for call strike 1. Coach Barclay is really proud of the fact that both Ambrose and Summers seem to be able to paint the corners, Matt.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what that was that time. Here comes the next pitch from Jambrose. She's working fast. And there's a hard hit ball. That's going to go right up the middle, and Kendon's going to be on first.
Made it to second.
Got all the way to second. Yes, sir. That's exactly what we were talking about earlier, being aggressive and seeing if there's a bobble, and there was a stutter step out there in center field, and she got around to second base. Here's the first baseman, Journey Arnold. Kendon on second. In case you're just joining us, it's the top half of the first inning. We're in Seneca, Missouri. Glad to have you with us. And there was a call strike on the outside corner. Kendon looked at one pitch, and she said the next one that comes down my way, she's going to take, and she did exactly that. She hit it right up the middle. Here comes the next pitch from Jambrose. That's a ball low and outside. That'll even the count at 1-1. Good crowd of Neosho people here this afternoon. There's still plenty of time for you to get on over here. It's about 15, 16 minutes from Neosho to get to the ballpark. Here's the next pitch from Journey, and that's swung on, and that's a hard hit ball, and that is gone, and that is out of here.
Home run.
Home run for Journey Arnold.
That's the way to start off this game.
That's the way to start off this game. She hit that ball and hit it hard, and it not only just barely went over the fence, it went over the fence by about 10 feet. Now, I'm not sure what the antics were right there, but it certainly was congratulating. And, Kendon is going to run over, and she's going to say something to Sadie Leach, who's up. So the Cats are up by a score of 2-0, top half of the first inning. Leach stands in there. Here comes the first pitch from Jambrose, and there bounces in front for ball one. Davis smothered that ball, did a good, nice job of keeping it in front of her. Like we said, the winds are back just a little bit. Hopefully we're going to see several more long balls like that. There's another ball that is low and outside after seeing what Sadie did in the tournament over in Joplin. I'm sure that Seneca's going to do everything they can to not give her anything to hit. Jambrose looks down at Davis. Davis looks over at the dugout, and here comes the pitch. And that's swung on for strike one. 2 balls and a strike to the catcher and the 4-hole hitter, Sadie Leach. She's going to wait and get hers. And there it was, but that was fouled up high. Third baseman making chase, but does not get over there. That'll even the count at 2-2. Hart, Emery, and Mahurin. Next, there is 1 out, and the Cats are up by a score of 2-0. Leach stands in there, gets into her a little bit of a crouch. Here comes the pitch from Jambrose. And that's a high ball going to the shortstop. Shortstop calls for it and makes the play. I'm sure Sadie Reed's wishes she had that one back. I got my tongue tangled there for just a minute.
Well, I'm sure she'd like to hit that ball solid.
Yeah, that's for sure. Here's Addie Hart. Addie has some home runs by her own right. She had 4 of them last year. So realizing that this is a game of singles and doubles, home runs are nice, though. There's the first pitch, and it's low and outside for a ball. A base hit's going to bring up the pitcher, Olivia Emery. Comes the next pitch from Abby Jamrose, and that's a hard hit ball, and that is diving catch by the shortstop. Great catch. Great job by Hancock to make that play. So the Cats draw blood first with a home run by Journey Arnold, and at the end of 1/2 inning of play with Seneca coming up to bat, the score is Neosho 2, Seneca Indians 0. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent.
I'm for working hard for what you get and then protecting what you've got. Your home, your vehicles, your life. I'm for making an honest living and taking pride in what you do, and for giving back to the community I call home. I'm for serving my clients with the respect and dignity you would expect from the farmers that started this company. And though I know you probably hope you never need me, I'm here for you when you do. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're a Missourian...
Hi, I'm Sam O'Neill with Affordable Propane of Neosho. From setting tanks to refilling them, we offer a full spectrum of service to meet your every need. We serve Neosho and surrounding areas, and we are committed to giving you better service at better prices. Give us a call today, 417-437-8927. Thank you.
And welcome back to Seneca, Missouri. The Neosho Wildcats drew blood first and scored 2 in the top half of the first inning. Seneca's coming up. It'll be Hancock, who made a yeoman play at shortstop, an almost diving line drive from bat of Addie Hart. Then it'll be King and Abby Janrose. Summers will be hitting in the 4-hole. And the Cats throw the ball down, and they're going to bring it back around, and we'll get this part of the ball game underway. That fence, Matt, is a portable fence.
Yep.
And it actually is not but about 4 foot tall.
Yeah.
So our outfielders can go all the way back to that fence and maybe even reach over and bring a ball back in. Here's Cordy Hancock. She's the shortstop, and she's the first batter facing Olivia Emery. Here comes the first pitch from Emery, and that is low for a ball. For the Cats, it is Smith, Tomlinson, Hart, Arnold. In the outfield, it's Stephen, Kennard, and Mahiran. And there's a pitch that's in there for call strike 1. Olivia Emery is in the circle, and her battery mate is Sadie Leach. Sadie played third base last year as a freshman for this team, and there's a ball that's hit foul off, and that'll make the count. A ball and 2 strikes.
She's got a little heat, doesn't she?
She does. She has a little bit of heat, and she has a ball that moves a little bit as well. And those are absolutely the things that you're looking for. Here comes the next pitch. And a little bit outside, that'll even the count at 2-2. Journey Arnold pitched against Lebanon, and she had 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. So there's plenty of backup behind Emery. There's the next pitch. Swung on, got her, strike 3. So there's the first strikeout of the side for the Cats and Olivia Emery. Joey King, the second baseman, will be up. King steps in. She's one of those pedigrees. She is a King that comes from a family that is nothing but athletes, athletes, and athletes. In fact, her dad was a coach for basketball many, many years. There's the first pitch, and that's a little bit outside for a ball. Rick McCulley behind home plate is the umpire. And here comes the next pitch. Swung on, strike 1. Looked like she was just trying to stick her bat out there and see if she could make contact, and that didn't happen, but bat went across the plane of the plate. So that evens the count at 1-1. Emery looks down. Here comes the next pitch. That's in there for call strike 2.
It's a pretty pitch right there.
Yes, it is. One of the things you'll see Olivia do, Matt, the stronger she gets, the farther she goes into the ball game, the faster she works. There's nothing slow about either one of these pitchers in the way they work. Swung on, strike 3. That's the second strikeout. So here is the pitcher. Abby Jamrose, she's going to be batting from the left-hand side. After her will be Kinley Summers, a freshman that helps also, and there's a foul off, and it's over the Indian dugout for strike 1. Kinley Summers is a freshman that shares the pitching duties with her, and she's playing third base. No balls and a strike. Here comes the next pitch, and that's swung on right into center field, and it's caught right there by Kennard and brought back into center. So there's a base hit, and the Indians have got something going with 2 outs. Here's Kinley Summer, the third baseman. Jamro's on first base. We'll see if they test Sadie's arm. And there's foul right back at us for foul ball strike 1. As we said last year, as a freshman, Sadie played third base, if that's any indication of what kind of arm she's got. So play down at second base would be close at best. Comes the next pitch from Olivia. That's in there for call strike. No balls and 2 strikes on Summers. She looks over at her coach down third base line, getting ready to step back into the box. She steps back in. Comes Emery's pitch. That was a good pitch, a little bit outside for ball 1.
Had the right height, though.
It was. That was a nice pitch, an effort to paint that outside corner. Here comes the next pitch. Got her!
1, 2, 3.
Livy strikes out the side. There was 1 hit, 1 run left on base, and after 1 inning of play, the Neosho Wildcats 2, the Seneca Indians nothing. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Want to know what your home is worth? Stop by to get a free competitive market analysis with Show Me Real Estate of Neosho. They're proud to serve the Neosho area and will stay with you every step of the way, whether you're buying or selling. A family-owned business for over 25 years, Show Me Real Estate of Neosho. 417-451-1700 or by email at gkitchen.showmerealestate@gmail.com. Home of the Happy Campers.
Today's Wildcat game is brought to you by Edgewood Bowling Center of Neosho, Missouri. Located at 2811 Gardner Edgewood Drive, they now have new synthetic lanes for adult and children bowling leagues and a smoke-free environment. They also have a certified pro shop and hosting for private parties. They offer Cosmic Glow Bowling on Fridays and Saturdays after 8 p.m. To learn more about Edgewood Bowling Center and their leagues for adults and children, the phone number is 417-451-4505.
Welcome back to Seneca, Missouri, top half of the second inning. Olivia Emery can help her own cause right now. In spite of the fact that her batting average is not the best, she had a ground rule double against Lebanon last Thursday night, so she has the ability to hit the ball too. She steps in, she's a right-handed hitter. Abby Jamrose in the circle, there's the first pitch, and that swung on, and that gets past King, and she's on at first base.
Kind of golfing there, but I guarantee you it worked.
It was a little bit you bet, and it was. Here's Carly Mehuron, the right fielder. Mehuron stands in there with Emery over on first base. And there's the first pitch, and that's called strike 1. We might see Emery take off, but I would be surprised at this point. We might, though. Jamrose looks down. She shakes the pitch off. Looks like she's shaking another one off, too. So here comes the pitch. And that's low for a ball. So that leaving the count at 1-1 on Mehuron. Tomlinson, Stevenson, then it's the top of the batting order. There's the next pitch, and that's in there for a strike. Nice job that time by Rayleigh Davis. She was able to frame that pitch really well. Give the home plate umpire plenty of time to be able to make the call. Comes the next pitch, and that's a little bit low. That evens the count at 2-2. Looks like the infield is playing just pretty much. Maybe the second baseman is a step or two over towards second base, but not very much. There's a third pitch, and that's a foul ball. So we'll do it again. Cats have got their first base runner on in the second inning. After me hearing, it'll be Tomlinson, then Stevens. As we said, Stevens had a home run in the tournament, and that's a ball. Thought sure that maybe there was a hit and run on, but Jamrose was getting out of the way to be able to make the play. So that'll run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mahurin. And she swung on strike 3. There is the first out and the second strikeout by Jamrose. Here's Kylie, batting from the left-hand side. As we said, she's got some speed. We'll see where she tries to hit the ball. And it's a nice hit ball, and it is going to go. And she's safe at second base, and we're going to turn around, and I bet you she's going to score. Tomlinson is going to go all the way to third base, and here comes Emery. And she's going to come, and she scores. Tomlinson, we saw her speed. Wow. It was a great little blooper ball. So the Cats go up by a score of 4-0, and a couple of errors and a misstep, and Tomlinson came all the way around and scored.
That's what I was talking about there.
That's it exactly. And I tell you what, you could see there was no turning back for her. She hit third base and she was around, and here it went.
Didn't even think about turning back.
Here's left fielder Ashlyn Stevens. And there's the first pitch. It's in there for call strike 1. Caught the inside corner. So the Cats are up by a score of 4-0, top half of the second inning. Jamrose looks down, gets the signal. Here it comes, and that's a ball on the outside. Leaving the count of 1-1. Coach Goodall wants to look over at Stevens. And remember, we would remind you, Stevens is one of those that can take a routine grounder and make a big hit out of it. And she does just that. She hits the ball, and she's going to be on first base.
Nice bunt.
Nice bunt that time. Caught everybody unaware, and we're going to give her a base hit. So that ball was bobbled a little bit, but I believe it was a nice job. And here comes Autumn Kennard, and there's timeout called. Coach Barclay wants to talk to her team for just a minute or two, and Stevens is over on first base. The Cats have scored 2. They've scored 2 in the first based on a home run by Journey Arnold, and opened the second with a base hit by Olivia Emery. There's a strikeout, and then Tomlinson with that kind of running bunt got not only to first base, but it was a fielder's choice, an overthrow at second base, and she came all the way around to score.
Boy, I just about called another bunt.
Here's Autumn. She struck out the first time up, and I'm sure that put a little bit of a chip on her shoulder. That's not something you see her do just a whole lot. There's the first pitch, and that was swung on. And Stevens does what she's called for doing, and that's stealing second base. Autumn was trying to hit that ball to left field that time. She looks in, she pulls that bat up. Here comes a pitch, and that was low for a ball. That'll even the count at 1-1. Runner in scoring position. There is one out. And that ball was outside. We'll make the count 2 balls and a strike. That scoreboard is way back there, and the sun shining on it makes it a little bit tough to see. But that's okay. Autumn Kennard, the center fielder. Here comes the next pitch, and that was low. Stevens is dancing around over there, got almost past the shortstop that time.
She's getting out there about halfway.
Yeah, just daring the catcher to throw the ball. Autumn's got a 3-1 count. We'll see if she gets a green light right here. And that was called strike. Chambros took a little something off of that one. Now the count's full. Kendon Smith, who had a single the last inning, will be up next. And that was called strike 3, and Autumn knew it. Here's Kendon Smith, the third baseman. She hit a single and came on around and scored when Journey Arnold hit that line shot home run. And timeout is called. Abby Jamrose wants to stop and retire her shoe. A base hit with the speed that Stevens has got will score another one for the Cats. Kendon stands in. There's a ball inside. Kendon had a 3-hit game against Lebanon. She hit 2 ground balls right between third base and shortstop, and then the third one went right over shortstop. She looks at him, here it comes. That swung on, and that's a slow roller, and that is going to get the out, and that'll retire the side. So the Cats pick up a couple more. They leave a runner stranded at second base. After an inning and a half, you're watching the Neosho Wildcats, and they are winning by a score of 4-0.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
Insurance Benefits Consultants now has 2 locations to serve you. They're located at 1009 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho and at 701 Northwest McNelly Road in Bentonville, Arkansas. They are proud supporters of the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. They provide Medicare and Medicaid supplemental policies, as well as life, health, and group health insurance plans from companies like Allstate and Colonial. For more information, call 417-451-4244 or in Arkansas, 479-431-5226.
And welcome back to Seneca, Missouri. There is a inning and a half in the books. The Cats are up by a score of 4-0. And it is going to be Davis, Berry, and Andrews. Olivia Emery struck out the side. She allowed 1 hit in the first inning. Here comes the first pitch from to Davis, and it's called strike on the outside corner. Cats are playing defensively in the outfield, almost a step or 2 back from the fence. There's the next pitch, and that's swung on for strike 2. After Davis will be Berry and Andrews. Thank you. And here comes the next pitch, and that's in there for call strike 3. So Emery is moving right along. That is her 4th strikeout of the night. And here is Ava Berry, the first baseman. Cats are just rocking along. They need to call strike 1 on the right down the middle. After that tournament, even though it was bigger schools that they played and lost to, we need to get back on the winning frame, and here's a good place to do that. There's the next pitch, swung on, strike 2. Emery's a junior, so she'll be around again next year. Here comes the next pitch. A little bit low for a ball. Rick McCall looked down and he said just a little bit low. Now, ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the next pitch. Swung on, strike 3.
Got her.
So there is the 5th strikeout. And here's the freshman, Jolie Andrews. Josie Andrews, the right fielder. Here comes the first pitch. That was in there for call strike 1. Talking to her parents a while ago, they said in the ball game the other night she had 2 doubles. So she has the ability to be able to hit the ball. Here comes the next pitch. It was a little bit outside for a ball. She laid off of that one. Emery and Leach just rolling right along in the 2nd inning, and they're swung on strike 2. She's a little bit in front of that one. They'll run the count to a ball and 2 strikes. There's 2 outs in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Cats are up by a score of 4-0. There's the next one, and that's in there, strike 3.
Got her.
And it's amazing. They know that. You don't ever see a runner just stand there and look. They know before it's ever called.
Yeah.
So 3 up and 3 down. After 2 innings of play, your Neosho Wildcats up over the Seneca Indians by a score of 4-0. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Tally Tire at 18152 East Highway 86 is a proud supporter of local high school athletics. Tally Tire is your full-service car and truck headquarters. They carry name-brand tires such as Nexen, Mastercraft, and Uniroyal, ATC camper shells and bed covers, and do oil changes and tune-ups. Call Tally Tire today for all your automotive needs at 417-451-0457 or online at tallytire.com.
The law offices of Wood & Peterson is sponsoring this portion of Neosho Wildcat Athletics. Located at 217 South Lafayette, Neosho, and 431 Virginia Avenue in Joplin. They serve Southwest Missouri with personal claim representation. For more information, the phone number is 417-451-4141 or online at neoshoattorney.com. The law offices of Wood & Peterson are proud supporters of the Neosho Wildcats.
Welcome back into the top half of the 3rd inning. We're in Seneca, Missouri, and the Neosho Wildcats are up by a score of 4-0. Here's Journey Arnold. She went yard the last time up, and there's a call strike 1 on the outside corner. Coach B.J. Goodell over on 3rd base, and Angie Turner over on 1st base as the coaches. There's a ball that was a changeup. I didn't think it was ever going to get there, but
it was turning.
It bounced and it, yeah. So she steps out and steps back in. She's got 2 different color gloves. I wonder what that means, Matt.
I don't know anymore.
There's
These
no
kids.
telling. And there was a pitch that was another changeup. It caught the outside corner, and that is strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Cats have had runners on base in both the first 2 innings. In fact, scored 2 runs in each inning. There's the next pitch. And that ball is a ground ball that is hit to the shortstop, and she bobbles it.
Safe.
And Journey will be on 1st base. Here's the catcher, Sadie Leach.
We have a substitute.
Yeah, we do, and that is, looks like 15. And that is Brooklyn Rogers. Sadie steps in. She popped out to the shortstop the last time she was up, and that is not going to be a pop-up. That is out of here.
Home run.
Home run by Sadie Leach. She caught that ball well. The left fielder looked like she was going to try to reach over and stab it, but it didn't work. So another 2-run home run for the Cats. And the score is now 6-0 in the third inning. That ball, there was no doubt about it when it left the bat where that ball was going, was there?
No.
And she decided that time she was not going to pop the ball up. Here's Addie Hart, the second baseman. She flied out to the shortstop on a great play by Hancock the last time she was up. And then it'll be Emery, Mahurin, Tomlinson, and Stevens.
No outs.
No outs, that's right. Here comes the first pitch from Jamrose. And that one's going to get past Davis. Outside for ball one. Rayleigh Davis, the catcher. Abby Jamrose is in the circle for Seneca. Here's the next pitch to Abby Hart, and she takes a strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. Right fielder for Seneca is playing up just a little bit closer. The rest of them are playing straight away. And Abby looked at that when it was outside. That's ball two. Here comes the next pitch from Jamrose. And that one got away from Davis. But there's nobody on base, so no harm, no foul. That'll make the count 3-1. We'll see if she gets the red light, if there's something she happens to like. We'd sure like to get her bat going. And there's ball four. But she is so disciplined, she understands that we need base runners. So there's the first pass of the ball game. Olivia in the second inning got a base hit and then came on around and scored. Jamrose looks down at Davis, shakes off a couple of signs, and there's the first pitch swung on for strike one. That was that little riser, Matt.
Yeah. And it rose.
Yes, it did. He stands back in there. Here comes the next pitch from Jamrose, and she fouls that one back. Jamrose is just to the state that she's rocking and firing. She's not waiting for a whole lot right now. Cats have scored 2 in this inning, and we've got a runner on first base, and there's no outs. Emery steps back in. Here comes the pitch. And that's ball outside. So we've got a ball and 2 strikes on Emery. Emery has got 6 strikeouts so far in the ball game in 2 innings. And she fouled that one back, and that goes right back into the backstop screen. Remind everybody to be with us on Thursday when we will be at the Wildcat Sports Complex as the Wildcats take on the Glendale Falcons. There was a hard hit ball, and that has popped way up, and we're going to see who gets it. The left fielder makes the play, makes the call in the play. Wind did not help that one any, so there's the first out to retire. And here's Mahurin. She struck out her last time up.
That was Andrews on the catch.
Mm-hmm. And there was looked like that she was going to bunt the ball, and third baseman Summers was almost a step away from her by the time the ball got in there. So we were looking things over. She checks her wrist coach, steps back in and swung on. And that's a strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. Tomlinson's up next. She got on by way of a fielder's choice, overthrow to second base, and she came on around and scored in the last inning. That one's outside for a ball. Here's the next pitch to me here, and that got her. Strike two. Stood there and watched that one, and it came right across the plate. That's another one of those little backdoor curveballs, Matt.
Yeah. She's going to have to get aggressive.
Yeah. Swing the bat, and she did just that and fouled it off. So we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner over on first base in Addie Hart. And the Cats have already scored 2. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and so far 2 in the third. Comes the next pitch, and that was a changeup. She took something off of it, but it was outside. That'll even the count at 2-2. Now the wind has quit blowing a little bit. My papers aren't moving all over the place. And ball 4, so she walks. Now we've got runners on first and second by virtue of 2 free passes. And here's Kylie Tomlinson. Jamro stops. She wants to tie her shoe for just a minute. We may see the bunt on right here, Matt. Hart does have a little bit of speed, and she could probably get over there. Oh, and there's a hit right over the third baseman's head, and we're going to score at least 1. And no, she stays right there. Stays put, yeah. So we've got the bases loaded. I thought Hart was going to go ahead and score, but Tomlinson gets a base hit right over the third baseman's head. That's that made-to-order kind of swinging bunt. Here's Ashlyn Stevens. Then it'll be the top of the batting order. There's 1 out so far. The Cats have scored 2, and the bases are loaded in the top of the third. And there's a ball low. Stevens stands back in there. Waves the bat just a little bit. Here comes the pitch from Jamrose. Foul ball, strike 1. That'll leave the count at 1-1. Coach Goodell coming on down a little ways, wants to have something to say. Autumn Kennard, center fielder, will be up next. And we've called.
Oh, another time. Yep, she called time to tie shoe. Helping the other team out.
Okay, here we go. We're ready to go now. Stevens stands in there. She wiggles that bat a little bit. Here comes the next pitch, and that's low for a ball. So 2 balls and a strike on the left fielder, Ashlyn Stevens. There's a pitch from Jamrose, and that's swung on, strike 2. Probably swung at a ball that time. It looked like it might have been a little bit low to me. Jamrose looks down now. We've got timeout called by home plate umpire. Stevens steps out. She steps back in. And here comes the pitch. And that's a ball low. So that runs the count full.
Yep.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded. There is 1 out. And the Cats have scored 2 so far this inning. Here comes the next pitch. And that's a hard hit ball right down third baseline. And here comes one. Here comes another one. And we may get a third one. We're going to get a third one coming in. And Stevens is going to be in third base.
Safe at third.
Woo! Nice hit by Stevens right over third base. So that cleans out the bases, but the Cats pick up another 3. And here's Kennard, and Coach Barkley wants to go out and talk for just a minute or two, try to calm her young Indians down a little bit. And looks like that we're going to have a
pitching
change, and looks like that is number 15, which is Kinley Summers. She's the freshman, and she's the other one that has the duties. So while we've got a pitching change, we'll take this time out. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The Sports Locker, located at 1206 Neosho Boulevard, Neosho, is a proud supporter and supplier of Neosho Wildcat Athletics. Open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. They carry all the biggest brands, including Under Armour, Nike, and Adidas sports apparel and equipment. Be sure to check out their Facebook page at Sports Locker Team Sales and Specials, or their number is 417-451-9300. Proud supporters of the Neosho Wildcats.
You found it, the ultimate car wash. The one that leaves your vehicle looking brand new every single time. Do we have a prep team that pre-washes? You bet. Over 300 ports applying soap to your vehicle? Yes, sir. 40 high-pressure nozzles providing over 2,500 PSI of pressure? Who wouldn't? Buff and dry features that dry your car along with combined 100 horsepower blowers? Try 150. Be careful, we might just blow you away.
McKay Quality Roofing is a proud supporter of KNEO Radio and the Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. They're located in their offices at 811 South Neosho Boulevard. They specialize in roof removal and replacement of residential and commercial properties. In order to serve you better, they have offices in Neosho, Cassville, and Grove, Oklahoma. Call McKay Quality Roofing at 417-455-3326 for a free quote, or go online at McKayQualityRoofing.com for more information. Go Cats!
Welcome back to Seneca, where the Cats have opened up a 9-0 lead. Autumn Kennard is up. Stevens is over on third base, and there's one out. The pitcher is the freshman, Kylie Summers, and there's the first pitch, and it's in there for call strike one. Autumn has struck out twice today. I'm sure she wants to say, come on, guys, everybody else is kind of hitting. Let me get one. So it'll be her, Smith, and Arnold. Here comes the next pitch, and that was a hard hit ball, but it's foul, and it's over the Indian dugout. So that'll even the count at 1-1. Stay tuned afterwards for the post-game show, which will be brought to you by Arvest Bank.
Oh, Sommer has some heat.
Yes, she does. She has some heat, and she stands in there, and here comes a... That ball kind of got away from Davis, but she kept it right in front of her.
One out.
Ambrose has moved over to third base. So that was a pretty even exchange. Here comes the next pitch to the center fielder, Kennard. That's low, outside for a ball. That evens the count at 2-2. Smith scored in the first inning. She hit a single, and then Arnold hit a home run to kind of set the tone for the ball game. And she grounded out the last time up. And that's outside. That'll run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Autumn stands in there from the left-hand side. Just waiting for her pitch. We're going fastball hunting, and that's ball 4. So Kennard increases her on-base percentage by drawing a walk.
I anticipate a steal here.
Yeah. And this will be the 9th batter of the inning for the Cats. Kendon Smith, the third baseman. She stands in there and looks. There's the first pitch, and that's exactly what it was.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. She's not going to outrun her. She scores. Oh, she got her. She got her. Okay, she got her out.
But
yeah, Kennard got all the way to third base on that deal. And that was a hot spot that Ashland got just a little bit too far down in front.
We had good heads-up play for the Indians.
It was, but that's the second out. And a runner on third base. There's a ball and a strike to third baseman, junior Kendon Smith. And there's a hard hit ball, and that gets past the shortstop. That would have been a whale of a play if she had made that one. I thought she's a Superman, but
boy, I'll tell you, she hit that ball hard.
She hit that ball hard, but that brings in
a good stop by
Kennard. Yes, it was. And here's Journey Arnold. This will be her second time to bat this inning. She's batted twice. She's gotten on base, of course, with a home run that she hit, and then she got on first base with an error. Apparently we're trying to see. I believe there is 2 outs. I think Coach Goodell wanted to make sure that Stevens was in fact out in that rundown. Jambros came running down through there, and she just kind of dove at her, but obviously it was enough for umpire Rick McCall to call it an out. Here comes Journey Arnold. Here comes the first pitch, and that's outside for a ball.
Well, she had her out that rundown. She definitely dove and had the ball in her hand.
Yeah, she did. Journey facing Kennelly Summer, the freshman. Here comes the next pitch, and she hits that ball hard, goes right in between first and second base. Kendon will go round second base and will come back. So Journey is 2 for 2 today. Here's Sadie. She had a towering home run the last time up. I'm sure she's got that feeling, and it would not bother her to do it again.
Yeah.
After her will be Hart. Here comes the first pitch. That's called strike 1 on the outside corner.
She took that pitch she took last time. That one went right over the fence.
Yes, it did.
That low pitch.
Yep, sure did. Cats are up by a score of 10-0. It's the top half of the third inning. And that ball got high, and it got past the catcher. That was more of a wild pitch, but it advanced both the runners. So now Smith is at third, and Arnold is at second. Summers looks down. Davis calls the signal. Here comes the pitch. Sadie's ready, and that was a ball. So that's 2 balls and a strike. There's 2 outs. Comes the next pitch. And that's a hard ball that was just out there and touched. The second baseman is going to stop it, but that's about all. But another run will score. McKendon scores.
We got a pinch runner coming in.
Sadie did a nice job of just kind of slapping that ball a little bit.
Sophia Copeland's going to come in and pinch run.
Copeland is going to pinch run. Arnold is on third base. So that makes the score 11-0. We're still in the top half of the third inning from Seneca, Missouri. John Ball, Matt Ball with you on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. Glad to have you with us. We've got a ball game tonight. We've got another ball game at the Wildcat Sports Complex, thanks to the Marion family. And on Thursday night, as we play the Falcons from Glendale as they come in, and then Friday night, right back to Bob Anderson Stadium, where the Neosho Wildcats will take on the Yellow Jackets from Lebanon, who beat Joplin last week at their house. Here's Abby Hart. She walked and came around and scored. There's the first pitch. Took a little something off of it, but it's called strike one. Hart and then Emery. Summers looks down, rocks back. Here comes the pitch, and that is a high riser. And
Copeland moved to second.
Moves on to second base. So Cats have got two more in scoring position. Summers rocks back. Here comes the next pitch. Abby wants to swing at it. She doesn't. Journey Arnold is going to come in and score on the passed ball. And Copeland is going to go to third base. Boy, I'll tell you what, when it goes wrong, doesn't it, Matt?
Yeah.
The ball got past and Journey stood up. She didn't even have to slide in. So the score is now 12-0 in favor of Neosho. Here comes the next pitch from Summers. And Hart hits it, and it's going to be a foul ball. Yeah. That ball was just going foul, too. I'm sure Addie is thinking, boy, I wish I'd have gotten a little more meat on that one. So put the barrel on the ball. Right here, she has the power. She has the ability to put the ball in play. 2-2's the count. Here comes the next pitch, and that is low for a ball three. I'll make the count full. The top half of the third inning, the Cats are up by a score of 12-0. A runner at third base, and there's two outs. Next is going to be the pitcher, Emery. Here comes the pitch. And call strike three. Got her. So the Cats pick up 6 that time.
Productive inning.
It picks up 8 that time. I'm sorry, I miscounted. 8. And at the end of 2.5 innings of play, Neosho Wildcats 12, the Seneca Indians nothing. We'll be right back. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce invites you to download the new Experience Neosho app, available for free on the Apple and Google Play Store. Your guide to eat, shop, play, and stay in Neosho, and your direct link to KNEO Wildcat Sports. Download the app, register to win weekly prizes, and listen to your favorite Wildcat sports. Good luck, Wildcats. We can't wait to hear you ring that bell.
At the Hillcrest Church of Christ, we're striving to be His own people, eager to do what is good. Join us for worship at 10 and 6 Sundays, and for class Sunday morning at 9 and Wednesday evening at 7. You're sure to find a warm welcome and friendly people seeking to please God according to His Word. Wildcats, join us every Tuesday morning before school for Devo and Donuts at 7 a.m. Learn more about the Hillcrest Church of Christ at neoshochurchofchrist.org.
The Freeman Family YMCA is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Serving the four-state area, the Freeman Family Y believes in putting Christian principles into practice through programs, building a healthy spirit, mind, and body. With 2 locations to serve the area in Grove, Oklahoma, and Neosho, the Freeman Family Y open 5:30 to 9 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 5 on Sunday. For more information, you can go online to ymcaswmo.org or call us at 417-455-9999. Wade Card and Hancock in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Seneca's got some room to make up. They're down by a score of 12-0. There's the first pitch from Livy, and it's a swung on strike 1. Wade's a center fielder for Seneca. Here comes the next pitch, and that's high riser. There was a little bit inside, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Comes the next pitch, and that's in there. Caught the outside corner, called strike 2. Be sure and join us on Thursday when the Glendale Falcons come to town. That'll be 5 o'clock. It'll be 4:30 pregame and start at 5 o'clock. And then be at Bob Anderson Stadium Friday night, and they're swung on strike 3. So Emory picks up right where she left off with another strikeout. She has had 7 strikeouts now in 3 and a piece innings. Here's the right fielder, Rose Card. We'll be at Bob Anderson Stadium when the Yellow Jackets come to town, and they're swung on for strike 1.
Come out Thursday, you get you some popcorn, nachos, burgers.
You bet. All kinds of stuff out there, and it's a great, great venue for softball. And there's another swung on strike 2. That ball had a little pep on it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so.
At least the glove popped anyway.
Yeah, it did. Okay, no balls and 2 strikes to the right fielder Card. Here comes the next pitch from Emory, and that's swung on, and that's foul. And if that'd been about 2 feet over, that would have been extra bases.
Oh, it went out. It went out over there.
Yeah, sure did.
There appears to be a hole over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there does. So no balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Emory got her, strike 3. And
Emory's just working now.
She is just working right along. Here's Cordy Hancock. She's had a tough time of it over there at shortstop tonight. She's made a couple of really, really nice plays, and Neosho base runners have done a really good job of keeping her honest. She struck out her first time up, and there's the first pitch. She took a little something off of that and caught the outside corner, strike 1. Emory just continues to work fast. That was swung on, strike 2. This is a one-hitter so far. Jamrose is the only one that's been able to get a base hit. There's the next pitch, and that was outside for a ball. We'll run the count to a ball and 2 strikes. There's 2 outs, bottom half of the 3rd inning. Emory looks down at that wrist coach, and that one was fouled off right back here to us. So the count will remain the same, and we'll do her again.
Lady Cats are having a blast.
Yeah, there's a ball. Head umpire Rick McCullough saw that ball that got through over there on the right side.
Yeah,
somebody's
you got someone after it.
Going over to retrieve it. Here comes the next pitch. And there's a ball, goes right back to Emory. Emory over to first for the play, and that retires the side, but it breaks her strikeout. So 1-3, And after 3 innings of play, Emory has 9, 10, 11 strikeouts. The score is your Neosho Wildcats 12 and the Seneca Indians 0. We'll be right back after this.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network.
She steps back in. Looks down at Summers. Summers looks down at Davis, shakes her head up and down, says, yeah, that's a pitch we'll throw. And here it comes. Home plate umpire wanted to appeal that to the first base umpire to see if it was a ball or a strike. Thought maybe she'd broken the plane of the plate, but they said no, it was a ball. That'll leave the count at 2-2. There's the next pitch, and that's it, strike 3. Here's number 25.
26.
26, that's right. Got 25 down there. It is 26. Jambros. She started the ball game and went to third base when Summers came in. She bats from the left-hand side of the plate. There's the first pitch, and it's inside for a ball. Henry looks down at her wrist coach. Looks down at Leach, and there's a pitch. And that was a riser. But Jamrose laid off. That's ball 2. She's looking over now at Coach Bobby Stackhouse, and there is a hard hit ball, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. So Jamrose gets her second hit of the evening. That ball dropped in just over the shortstop's head and in front of Stevens in left field. Here's Kinley Summers, a chance to help her own cause. First pitch from Livy, swung on, strike 1. And there's a snap back down to first base by Leach, but Jamrose is back in plenty of time. Comes the second pitch from Emory. Oh, she took something off of that, and Summers was way out in front of it for strike 2. After Summers will be the catcher, Riley Davis. Here comes the pitch, and that one just... Leach is playing a little cat and mouse over there with Jambros. That ball bounced once, and she threw it back down to first base. I think more than anything else, just to let her know that she was there and was watching what was going on. Here comes the pitch, and that's a ball that's hit, and we get the out at first base. So there's 2 outs now, and Jamrose goes on down to second. And that was 3 unassisted by Journey Arnold. Riley Davis, the catcher. She struck out in the second inning. Here comes the first pitch, and that was in there for call strike 1. She just rock and fired that one, Matt.
It was hot.
There was no change up. There was no movement on it. It was just a hard, solid smoke. Right over the inside corner. Here comes the next pitch. And they took a little something off of that. Leach is up looking like she wants to throw to Jamrose, but keep her close. So it's ball 1. Evens the count at 1-1. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Cats are up by a score of 12-0. Jamrose on base. She's gotten the only 2 hits given up by Emory. And that was a foul ball. Came right back here. That'll take the count from to a ball and 2 strikes.
2 strikes.
Davis, Berry, and Andrews. Comes the next pitch. That was called strike 3, got her. So there was another runner on base that time, but Emory got 2 strikeouts in the inning. And after 4 innings of play, the Neosho Wildcats are up over the Seneca Indians by a score of 12-0. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Want to know what your home is worth? Stop by to get a free competitive market analysis with Show Me Real Estate of Neosho. They're proud to serve the Neosho area and will stay with you every step of the way, whether you're buying or selling. A family-owned business for over 25 years, Show Me Real Estate of Neosho. 417-451-1700 or by email at gkitchen.showmerealestate@gmail.com. Home of the Happy Campers.
Ashlyn Stevens, and it'll be the top of the batting order. And that's not Ashlyn Stevens, I don't believe. That may be a pinch hitter.
Number 17?
Number 17, that is Tinley Cruel. She's a freshman, and there's the first pitch in there for ball low. Now with a 12-run lead, it's time to maybe let her some kids.
Got to get them in there.
Yeah, so she comes in, she's all smiles, looks at the first pitch, and it was a ball. Here comes the next pitch from Summers. That one's low, too. Summers has got that big rock back. And we'll see, Autumn is going to be up next. Here's that rock, and here comes the pitch. And there's a strike on the outside corner. So the count now is 2 balls and a strike. To Tinley Cruel, the freshman.
Yep.
Comes the next pitch, and she swung on and just goes to the shortstop, and she's got some speed, and she makes that really close play. But she's out 6-2-3, and there's the first out to retire the side in the 5th inning. Here's Autumn. Autumn got on the last time up after striking out twice. She walked, and that one's not going to go anywhere but out of here.
See ya.
Well, Autumn was just waiting for her pitch, and she got it, and that ball actually sliced through over the power alley. In left center field, and it was slicing back towards left field, but that ball got up, and there was not a doubt in anybody's mind.
That was a hard hit.
Yeah, so the Cats are up 13. Now 2-0. And here's Kendon. Kendon's had 2 base hits, and she has scored twice. She steps in, looks over down at Summers. Summers looks down at Davis. Davis sets up on the outside corner, and there's the first pitch, and that is a well-hit ball, and it's going to be foul. Boy, I tell you what, it looked like that was right on the line from here. Yeah. It would have been an opportunity for Kendon to get multiple bases that time. It's about as close to the right field line as you're going to see without it being fair ball.
Absolutely.
No balls and a strike on Kendon Smith, the third baseman. Comes the next pitch, and she steps back a little bit. That's inside and low. That'll leave the count at 1-1. Here comes the next pitch from Summers, and that's outside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike to the junior third baseman. Outfield is still playing straight away. King is in a little bit at second base, as is Barry at first base. And there's a ground ball that is going to get past everybody, and Kendon gets on. That ball was hit over towards third base. Third baseman stepped in front of the shortstop, and she took her eye off of it for just a minute. McKinnon's on for the third time. And here's Journey Arnold. First baseman is still stepping in just a step or two. Barry looks over, and Jamrose is playing in a little bit at third base. Here comes a pitch from Arnold, and that one may be out of here, too. No, it's going to be a ground rule double.
It's off the fence.
It's not. It's keep going, and Kendon is going to score, and Arnold is going to be at third base. And I will tell you that had we known that, Arnold could very easily have scored. But that was a triple. And the score now is 14. Here's Sophia Copeland. She's seen her as a pinch runner, and she steps in from the left-hand side of the plate. She bats left-handed. That first leg out there is turned a little bit funny, but there's the first pitch, and she hits it right back to the pitcher.
And she runs all the way through. Good, nice job, good player.
So there's 2 down, and here is, we'll see who the batter is. We're getting an opportunity for some kids to get in. This is number 23, and that is Daylan Marshall.
Dadian
Marshall.
Dayden Marshall.
Mm-hmm. What a great opportunity for the Cats to be that far out, but then to have some of our other kids come in and get an opportunity to at least make a plate appearance. There's a call, strike 1 to the sophomore third baseman. She's also an outfielder. Stands in there, looks down at Summers. Here comes Summers with that big rock back. Here comes a pitch, and it's swung on for strike 1. Strike 2, I'm sorry.
Yeah, strike 2. Yeah, 2 away.
Cats have picked up a couple of more. They're up 14-0, and this is the top half of the 5th inning. Here comes the pitch from Summers. Got her, strike 3. So that is going to end the 5th inning, but the Cats pick up a couple more. And after 4.5 innings of play, your Neosho Wildcats 14 and the Seneca Indians nothing. We'll be right back after this. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcats Sports Network.
Family Market, located at 201 North Neosho Boulevard, is your friendly hometown grocery store with delicious deli and the best selection of fresh meats and beautiful produce. Family Market can also take care of all your catering needs. Whether your upcoming event is big or small, Family Market can handle it all. Call 451-0057. That's 451-0057. Check out the Family Market Facebook page for weekly specials. Go Wildcats from Family Market of Neosho.
Today's Wildcat game is brought to you by Edgewood Bowling Center of Neosho, Missouri. Located at 2811 Gardner Edgewood Drive, they now have new synthetic lanes for adult and children bowling leagues and a smoke-free environment. They also have a certified pro shop and hosting for private parties. They offer Cosmic Glow Bowling on Fridays and Saturdays after 8 p.m. To learn more about Edgewood Bowling Center and their leagues for adults and children, the phone number is 417-451-4505.
Barry Andrews and Wade in the bottom half of the fifth inning, and unless something really special happens for the Seneca Indians, this ball game is probably going to be over with. Olivia Emery has been in the circle the whole time. She's got 12 strikeouts. Here comes the first pitch, and that's swung on for strike one. Josie Andrews, the freshman left fielder, will be up next. Here comes the next pitch from Emery. Swung on, strike two. That was that little riser, Matt.
Yeah.
And caught the outside corner. We want you to stay tuned afterwards for the Coach's Show, which is brought to you by Arvest Bank. Be interesting to see what Coach has to say. And they're swung on, strike three. There's the 13th strikeout of the side. Here's Josie Andrews. She gets... Here comes the first pitch from Emery. And that was a hard hit ball, and that's going to be caught by the right fielder. Nice job. And let's see, or left fielder. Let's see who that left fielder is, Matt.
Number 17.
Number 17, and that is Tinley Cruel. So... But that was a hit ball. And that is the second out.
It was a good run-up catch.
Yes, it was. It was a nice catch. Here's Wade. Comes the first pitch, and that's low for ball one. Tinley, the freshman, has also got an arm. She's a pitcher for the Cats. And there's a swung on right back over, almost over the backstop. Foul ball, strike. Leaving the count at 1-1. Here comes the next pitch. There's called strike. That one had a little bit of movement on it. It moved right across the plate for strike two. Comes the next pitch from Emery, and that's strike three. That's the ball game. And that's the end of the game. The Cats in 5 innings beat the Seneca Indians by a score of 14-0, largely on the 13 strikeout performance of Olivia Emery. The Cats move on Thursday back home, where they will take on the Glendale Falcons. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back. We want you to stay tuned for the coaches post-game show, and we'll be back after this. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats on the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
You found it. The ultimate car wash. The one that leaves your vehicle looking brand new every single time. Do we have a prep team that pre-washes? You bet. Over 300 ports applying soap to your vehicle? Yes, sir. 40 high-pressure nozzles providing over 2,500 PSI of pressure? Who wouldn't? Buff and dry features that dry your car along with combined 100 horsepower blowers? Try 150. Be careful. We might just blow you away.
Insurance Benefits Consultants now has 2 locations to serve you. They're located at 1009 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho and at 701 Northwest McNelly Road in Bentonville, Arkansas. They are proud supporters of the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. They provide Medicare and Medicaid supplemental policies, as well as life, health, and group health insurance plans from companies like Allstate and Colonial. For more information, call 417-451-4244 or in Arkansas, 479-431-5226. Tally Tire at 18152 East Highway 86 is a proud supporter of local high school athletics. Tally Tire is your full-service car and truck headquarters. They carry name-brand tires such as Nexen, Mastercraft, and Uniroyal, ATC camper shells and bed covers, and do oil changes and tune-ups. Call Tally Tire today for all your automotive needs at 417-451-0457 or online at tallytire.com.
The law offices of Wood & Peterson is sponsoring this portion of Neosho Wildcat Athletics, located at 217 South Lafayette, Neosho, and 431 Virginia Avenue in Joplin. They serve Southwest Missouri with personal claim representation. For more information, the phone number is 417-451-4141 or online at neoshoattorney.com. The law offices of Wood & Peterson are proud supporters of the Neosho Wildcats.
Welcome back to Seneca, Missouri. The Arvest Bank, where they believe in the power of serving others, is sponsoring the post-game show. From small businesses to agriculture, whether you're looking for someone to help manage your mortgage or an expert in wealth management, we got you covered. You deserve a financial partner who cares and wants to help you reach your financial goals. Arvest Bank, proud to call Neosho home. And we've got Coach Goodell. Coach, what a great victory for the Cats.
That was nice. Very good.
Yeah, it was. It was a good ball game. Livy had 13 strikeouts.
Yeah, she was phenomenal in the circle. She threw really well. That's what I was laughing and kind of told her. I was like, man, you didn't really let anybody else do much because one of the 3 or 4 outs that weren't strikeouts, she had to come back to her.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
So she was just kind of stealing all the glory on defense today.
Well, yeah, don't you wonder though when you've got a pitcher like that gets all the strikeouts if the defense doesn't kind of get a little lackadaisical?
Sometimes you get worried about that. Yeah. Like making sure hey, stay engaged. You never know. And but the girls did a good job. Tinley had the ball. Ashlyn kind of pulled up. Her groin was a little bothering her. That's why we went ahead and hit for her and put Tinley out there because that other ball dropped and. That's a play that usually Ashlyn comes crashing in on. But when she was at third after she smoked that ball down the line, she had kind of said that her groin was a little sore. And when she pulled up on that, I'm like, in a game like this, we have a kid like Tinley that can go out there and play left field and come in and catch a ball like that. So why are we using somebody with a sore groin? So that's why we made the change, and it worked perfect. And then here comes the ball to Tinley, and she makes the play. So that was great.
Yeah, it was. It was really great. But I got to tell you, I'm not sure that Ashley got thrown out or she got tagged out. In the rundown, third base.
I couldn't tell. I wasn't sure. So.
And Rick's a phenomenal official,
and
he knows
he
what he's doing.
Job.
He's there all the time.
Yep.
And he called it, and I thought, because I told Matt, I said, she's going to try to outrun her, and that ain't happening.
I know. Yeah, Ashlyn's not easy one to outrun for sure.
No, she isn't. Well, you had sent me an email, and you said that Sadie found her bat. She did, didn't she?
She did find her bat. Yeah, she had 3 out this weekend, and just when she wasn't hitting them out, she was just finding a gap and hitting them hard, and that didn't change much tonight.
No, it really didn't. Journey had a nice. It was a line shot. That
was
not
that first one off Journey's bat, I was like, holy cow. Yeah, she got all of it, and it was just kind of just like you said on the line. So I thought she was going to get the second one out there on the triple.
Well, I did too. I did too, and in fact, they slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, they did. I was going to give Kenan a hard time about that. Like, hey, you about cost Journey an RBI because she thought it was out too, and then I was like, hey, come on, we got to go. So as soon as I saw that it stayed in, we were thinking we were going to be in trouble there for a second. So
well, we go home and see Glendale.
We do
Thursday night. Glendale put it on Carthage the other night.
Yeah, so. We saw them at the Jamboree. You know, and for us, I think it's about us. You know, if we'll swing it like we do at times, I think we can beat a lot of people. If we swing it like we did Saturday in our last game, it's tough to scratch out a victory. But you know, we just didn't make adjustments, and it's hard. You know, you're playing 5 games, and I mean, I know I was exhausted just coaching 5 games in 2 days, and we really had a big week all week. You know, we started off going to Waynesville, and then come home on Thursday, and then turn around and play 3 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and you know, those are hour and 45-minute games, so they were all 7-inning games all the way through. We didn't get anything shortened by time, so. That's, you know, it's a lot of softball in a short amount of time. So just figuring out how to work through that and everything else and make adjustments. But, yeah, we'll be okay.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful day for softball.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah, my. That's what I said, you know, Saturday. I was like, man, where was this weather on Friday? Because Friday was not beautiful weather for softball. I don't know if you looked outside much, but it was pretty rough on Friday.
Yeah, we were in Springfield, and it rained on us all the way there.
Yeah, because you guys were at the football game. Yep.
Yeah,
it was.
Exactly right.
Yeah, we had a couple innings where we were playing in a downpour, and it was just kind of not our day Friday for sure. And then, like I said, we had the struggle on Sunday, but we played. I think Blue Springs ended up beating Owasso and some of them, and we played them to a 4-3 game. And, you know, 3 of the runs we gave up was in a downpour, and it was, I mean, Olivia we had a couple walks and a home run, but, I mean, if you would have seen what we were throwing in for a spin pitcher like she is, it's a tough ask and against a good lineup, and that's really what got us. I mean, they got the 3 innings there, and we adjusted and actually hit pretty well against them for who they were and what they were, but came up short, but yeah. So, you know, and that's what I said. We got 3 losses, and of course, we'd like to have 2 of them back, but 3 losses by 4 wins or by 4 runs right now. It's not the end of the world, so we just got to keep learning, keep getting better. And we came out today with our bats and showed that we could put some rips and runs. So that was good.
Your first year in the COC, but I can tell you that playing those schools, the Kansas City schools, the Blue Springs, and people like that is going to pay dividends for us.
100%, and that's what, you know, and that's, we've talked about this, like our end goal is where we're at the end of the year and where we want to be. And, you know, I don't know if you've noticed yet, but we get a host district, so we're pretty excited about that. So, you know, like to continue to beat some people and get a good enough seed there to, you know, mess around and find our way in the right direction there. But yeah, and that's what we've talked about since day one. It's you know, it's having good at bats and you know, winning innings and everything, and just, you know, just getting better every at bat, every pitch, everything, and just, you know, progressing so that we are peaking in the end of October, middle October, not right now in September. But you know, I'll take nights like tonight for sure. Anytime.
Well, I'll tell you, congratulations on a great win, because if the girls had their daubers down a little bit, they're back up now.
Yeah. They took the day off yesterday, kind of got their mind right, got it, you know, got everything going right, and so they'll get a couple days of practice right now, and we'll be back after it Thursday, and then we're right back at the Ozark Festival on Friday, Saturday. So another 6 games in 3 days again. So
we're going to have a JV game here in just a few minutes. We invite everybody to want to come out, right?
We aren't. They didn't have any JV this year. No, so we're actually done for the night.
Never mind.
Already.
We're
done for the night.
Well,
now our JV is going to go to Central tomorrow night, but that's a road trip. So we're going to go over there and just play JV tomorrow night. They didn't have enough. They weren't playing varsity schedule, so we're just going to let our JV kids go over there. We got a lot of kids, and that gives these guys a night to not have to travel, and they can stay home, get a good practice in, and let our JV go over there and get some innings in that they definitely need, and so go from there. So, yeah, these guys have a couple days of practice, and then Thursday it is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and visiting with us.
Thanks
We're
for being
excited about the ball club. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Neosho Wildcats and Coach Goodell on the KNEO Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. We'll be right back.
You found it. The ultimate car wash. The one that leaves your vehicle looking brand new every single time. Do we have a prep team that pre-washes? You bet. Over 300 ports applying soap to your vehicle? Yes, sir. 40 high-pressure nozzles providing over 2,500 psi of pressure? Who wouldn't? Buff and dry features that dry your car along with combined 100 horsepower blowers? Try 150. Be careful, we might just blow you away.
Insurance Benefits Consultants now has 2 locations to serve you. They're located at 1009 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho and at 701 Northwest McNelly Road in Bentonville, Arkansas. They are proud supporters of the KNEO and Neosho Wildcat Sports Network. They provide Medicare and Medicaid supplemental policies, as well as life, health, and group health insurance plans from companies like Allstate and Colonial. For more information, call 417-451-4244.
All right, right back out here in Seneca. We are wrapping it up tonight. The Cats win it in big time, 14-0, over a Seneca Indians team that, Matt, is going to be good somewhere down the road.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, they're a bunch of young gals, but the longer they play together and the more they play together, the more they're going to develop a culture. And, you know, Seneca's always been good at what they do, so I expect they're gonna do pretty good.
Well, the Indians go to 2-4. The Cats go to 7-3, largely on the strength of Olivia Emery, who had 13 strikeouts, and as Coach said, she had a backer upright to her as well. So it was a great ball game. Great ball game that saw some long balls.
Yeah,
we saw. Begin with Journey and hitting the line shot, but right out into the power alley in left center. Then Sadie finally got under a ball, and it just had enough, and it carried all the way out into left field. And then Autumn, batting from the left-hand side, hit a ball to that power alley that was going the other way.
Yeah.
So, and the Cats did a good job of batting tonight. We did a good job defensively as well. So what an exciting win. We'd like for everybody to be with us on Thursday night,
Absolutely.
though.
Get out there.
When Glendale comes to town, we'll be playing them, and then Friday night at Bob Anderson Stadium. So till we see you again on Thursday night, John Ball, Matt Ball saying, Go Cats!
This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.